Hey everyone, Coffee with Maria. What is today? Today is Tuesday, and it's a hot and balmy day here in Michigan, but I'm still drinking my afternoon coffee, and I'm coming to a little bit late today. It's kind of a crazy afternoon. I had a lot of just distractions. I get easily distracted. But today I am super excited to share with you my parenting hack on doctor appointments, and I'm just gonna get real with you here. So let me tell you, if you are joining, this is appropriate for teachers, this is appropriate for parents. My name is author Maria Dismondy. I'm a mother of 3 children. I run a business from home. I work part-time out of my home and part-time away from, or in my home and part-time out of my home. And so, you know, life is busy, and I need to be honest with you. I cannot remember when my children are supposed to go to certain doctors. Like my daughter goes to the ENT twice a year. Sometimes I forget his name. He's my favorite doctor. Well, I shouldn't say that on here because I have a lot of favorite doctors, but he's an amazing doctor. And sometimes I blank out on his name. Sometimes I forget when she went last time. So she has appointments every 6 months. So it's driving me crazy. And I need to tell you, this is why, you guys. We have so much information. This is my calendar. We have so much information in our brains. We've got passwords. We have birth dates. We have phone numbers. Well, I don't really even remember phone numbers anymore because they're saved in your phone. We just have so much information that why would we be able to remember 4 different people in our family? So I take care of the 3 kids and myself, all of our doctor appointments, and several of us see specialists. So it's hard for me to remember. I just called today the doctor's office and I said, can you remind me when I last saw this doctor? Like, I couldn't remember. And you know what? I could look back on my calendar, but this calendar is so messy, I can't even find when my last doctor appointment was. So this is the parenting hack, and I'm so excited about it, you guys, if you're tuning in. So I went online to Pinterest, and I printed off a free birthday calendar. I'm going to cut that off. And so this might be, you might see some of the doctors I see, and that could be a little bit embarrassing. But basically what I did is I did the yearly calendar, and I'm not done yet. I just started doing this afternoon, and I said who goes to what doctor when. Then I made sure that I saved all of those doctors' phone numbers in my telephone under the type of specialist they are. So for example, it says like ENT Dr. Michael Stone, because sometimes I forget his name is Michael Stone, but I know that he's our ENT. And he's amazing, by the way. So that's what I did. And I spent a lot of time calling doctors today and saying, hey, I can't remember the last time I went to this appointment. Friends, you cannot get behind on doctor's appointments. I have had family members who have passed away from, you know, ignoring signs on certain like illnesses. And I want everyone to take care of their health, but it's hard to remember. So not complete yet, but I even put dentists on here. So my kids go to the dentist in April and in October, so that's every 6 months. So this is the information, and I'm going to store this in, I have a binder, it's like called the family binder, and it has a section for every child, and it has their like immunization schedules in there, and it has any other school information that I need to keep in the binder, and this is going to go in that binder so that I don't forget when we need to go where. I just think this is really important. So the other thing, and this is embarrassing too, but Coffee with Maria is all about honesty, everyone. When you go to the doctor and they say, okay, you say, oh yeah, my child had a fever, and they'll say, well, how many days did they have the fever, and what kind of medicines did you give them, and how long did it last? I can't remember that stuff. I just cannot remember. I'm like in a fog as a parent. The first like 4 years of parenting seemed like an entire fog, and I'm so glad I took a lot of pictures and videos, okay? Google Calendar is helpful, Stephen. Yes, I know you have, I'm sure you have a ton of specialists. That's so helpful. The online portals, yes. But you know what? The only doctor I have that uses an online portal is our pediatrician. Like the specialist, I'll have to look and see if our specialists have online portals to be able to go back and look at appointments. But what I did do with our pediatrician is I went back and I said, okay, when Ruby was 6 months, she had this issue. And I started taking note of all of that because sometimes they ask you about medical history and it's hard to remember what age was my daughter when she got her tonsils out, because I have 2 daughters, so it's kind of hard to remember that stuff. So what I wanted to tell you, going back if they were to ask you, well, gosh, you go to the doctor and the child was sick and how much medication did you give them? I found this on Pinterest too, and you can go into my Pinterest board under organizing, and I just printed these off today, but next time our children get sick, I'm gonna go ahead and log what medication they took, what was the dosage, and I'm gonna keep track of that, so that way I have that information when we go to the doctor and they're asking me those questions. Because again, it's okay. I don't remember all of this stuff. And then the other one is for each child in that binder, I'm keeping track of their visits to the doctor. So the simple visits, for example, my daughter Ruby had her tonsils out because she was really having a lot of issues with ear infections. And that's something to remember. So again, my friend Stephen commented on here that, a lot of doctor's offices have portals and it'll save that information for you. So that's wonderful. And if you don't have a portal, you can just save the information here. I have a friend who right now, her daughter, they're dealing with a lot of stomach aches. And so I know my friend has been keeping a journal as to like, what is her daughter eating? How often is she getting the stomach aches, to be able to help figure out what is going on. So these are those little things. I just found them on Pinterest. They're free. And it's, what information you can have to be able to take to the doctor to be a little bit more knowledgeable. So if you're just tuning in, these are some of my hacks for doctor's appointments, raising a family, being able to just keep track of it all, because there's 4 people that I take care of. And I mean, honestly, I remind my husband when to make his doctor appointment too. So let's say 5, because I really do feel passionate about healthcare and passionate about remaining healthy and not missing those physicals every year, because there's just so many important things that the doctors do look at. So if you're just tuning in and you're a parent or you're a teacher and you want to know the hack, there's some certain forms that I use to kind of keep it all together so that we're not missing doctor's appointments, and we're a little bit more knowledgeable at those appointments when they ask us some tricky questions. So thank you. University of Michigan Healthcare Systems has an amazing patient portal. That's awesome. And you know what? I'm going to, Stephen, you've inspired me. I'm going to see if our specialists have patient portals, and I'm going to get all that information. And then you can use one of these sheets to put like your patient portal login information so that you're not overwhelmed when you go to that site and then, you can't remember the login for the patient portal. All right, everyone. This is all about making our lives a little bit easier in the digital age, being able to take all of that information and store it somewhere. And for me, paper works. And for Stephen, for example, he even mentioned that Google Calendar works for him. So however it's going to work for you, but being able to keep information in a secure place so that you can make more knowledgeable decisions for your family and stay on track of important things like medical appointments. All right, everyone, have a great day. And this is it for coffee. It's late, 3:36. No more coffee after this, everyone, okay? Bye-bye.